I wouldn't even say that I love dogs. I would say that I refuse to have a life that does not have dogs in it. Who I am is someone who wants dogs around. I don't even think of myself as loving dogs. It's just they're almost like an extension. Like I don't love my right hand, you know? It's just there. It's almost like I'm like a member of a dog pack. Come on, let's go. I'm Ryan Stewart. I have a small dog walking company in Long Island City called Ryan for Dogs. And without a college degree, I've managed to make 6 figures a year walking dogs, doing something I love. Come on, Addie. A good dog walker is focused, attentive. You want to prevent the dog from getting hurt. You have to watch like traffic. You have to watch the dogs not fight each other.
Okay, that's enough. Wrap it up, come on. That's enough.
It's not one of those things that you can put on some AirPods and listen to music while you're doing it. Then you would be like a bad dog walker. You can't make too many mistakes. If you make a mistake walking dogs, let's say like the dog's tail gets caught in a door and the tail's broken, and then that's a $2,000 vet bill. Or you drop the leash and the dog runs into the middle of Jackson Avenue and gets run over. My chore as an adolescent was walking the dog. My brother mowed the lawn and some of my sisters, let's say they set the table or something like that. Well, Ryan's chore was to walk the dog.
Sit. I think I'm playing with you.
As a typical actor, I did pickup jobs and I made some money doing that, but I would also wait tables on the side. Someone told me that I was good with dogs. More than one person told me, and several people told me. And so I went to dog walking. So then I just started out with like 1 or 2 dogs, you know, and just walked 1 or 2 dogs for like half a year before that became 3 or 4. And you know, it just took me several years before my income got up. I can easily pull in 6 figures after taxes walking dogs. If I really wanted to push it and hire more people, I could easily probably make $500,000 a year doing this. But I kind of settled on just maybe 120,000 a year and low stress. There are some drawbacks, like I have to buy my own health insurance, or there's no paid vacation, and you have to pick up the poop. Don't forget that, you know. This is the most glamorous aspect of the job. So it's not all fun and games. Sometimes there's rain, sometimes there's sleet, and of course there's always the poop. On a typical weekday, I'll do like 2 to 3 hours of walks in the midday.
Supposed to catch it.
Then I'll take a break, and then I'll do an evening shift, which is like 2 or 3 hours. And then that's it for the day.
There we go.
As people are strapping on their goggles and joining the metaverse, I am sticking with the old school paper-based planning system, and this is where I schedule everything, which means that if there's a mistake or cancellation or an add-on, I have to scribble it out. It's usually Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I personally use my own equipment walking dogs. I like using 4-foot leashes and collars. I like to have control of the dog's head. If you have the dog on a harness and there's a chicken bone there and the dog tries to get it, well, the harness isn't very effective to keep the head from ducking down and snatching it, but a collar will prevent the dog from doing it.
Come on, Eddie.
At least half of my business from referrals, and then another half from my website.
Good.
I only respond to, let's say, 10% of those. Sometimes I can see automatically it's not a good fit, and other times I'm just too busy. So like for those of you I never got back to, I'm sorry. Sometimes I'll have like an unusual request. One example is I want my dogs to always be wearing its boots. That's something I'll just turn them down, because your dog wants to feel the earth. We as humans have allowed ourselves to drift farther away from the earth, you know, from the energy of the world. The animals are still close to the earth and they still feel the life force of the planet. And so if you put your boots on dogs, then you're severing that connection. If you want the boots on the dogs just so you can keep your apartment clean, then you want your apartment clean at the expense of your dog's happiness. and my business is called Ryan for Dogs.
See, this little guy, you can see by the way he prances, he's kind of macho. Like, he doesn't think that he's small. Come on. Thank you.
Personally, the greatest challenge for walking dogs is handling some of the difficult owners.
See you next week, thank you.
Because owners are getting increasingly more demanding, and there's more cameras and there's more dog trackers, and so you have people looking over your shoulder all the time, and the thing is, it makes it a little bit more stressful to actually handle the dogs if the owners are always like hounding you, hounding you, ha ha ha. Do you want me to like pay attention to your dog, or do you want me to be looking at the phone? And they have a dog tracker, you know what I mean? Like, so they know where their dog is all the time. So you know when I'm walking your dog. So why do you need me to text you also on top of that? I don't want to be on my phone. I don't want to be on my phone. If I'm on my phone, I'm not looking at your dog. And then your dog can get into some kind of trouble, like eat like some kind of like rat poison off the street because I'm on the phone texting you, telling you all about your dog, and your dog's eating rat poison, you know? Kisses. Kisses. Good. All the restrictions that came in 20 and 2021, where people had to avoid each other and some of them lost their jobs and then they were home and they could walk their own dogs, that completely changed the business. Like at least half the walkers I knew had the full shop and they're gone now. Okay. Let's say the lasting effects of the pandemic are more people work from home. And so there's more dog owners at home that want you to walk their dog. Well, when the dog owner isn't home, the dog usually happily comes to the door or wants to go for the walk. But if the owner's home, they don't want to leave their owner because they love their owner. That's their number one person. I think every year there's more money invested in pets without missing 1 year. I think every single year, more money, more money, more money. What I think is happening is we are becoming more technologically inclined. There's less human interaction. So people then, where do they put their emotional outlet? So they start investing more money on their pet. They touch their pet more. They cuddle their pet more. They put their dogs inside baby strollers and wheel them around, They don't buy any old dog food anymore. They'll actually buy like real beef and cook for their dog or something like that. We don't belong to groups as much as we used to. People stay home more, and so where do they put their affection and their need to touch? They do it with their cats and their dogs. It's a relationship that goes back tens of thousands of years. So they're very patient with us. There's a lot to be admired about that. I just want to spend some time with some nice dogs here and there and make a decent living out of it. And I think I've gotten fortunate that I do.